So what is up, guys? Welcome to some, I guess, pretty much a discussion, tips and tricks on Commodore here. So we're gonna go over this character, kind of go about the likes and don'ts of him, and pretty much really give you that final determination on what if it's even worth your investment. I'm honestly gonna have to say definitely a hard pass if you are one of those players that just wants to keep on winning, or you always just want to keep trying for, I guess, the epic leagues. Not really the type to do anything for you there, but he is a fun character. But I wouldn't really want to waste your money on something like this character in particular, because there's a lot of moves that give me like okay. And that strike move he does, the unarmed combo, I do have one issue with it. It's the fact that there is no cancel on the first hit. You can only cancel on the second hit. So knowing that means Commodore can be easy reads. Which again, if someone finds that out, then you're dead. I mean, that's the whole point about characters. Once you find what their biggest weakness is, your opponent can just capitalize on them. There's a lot of things to it. Pretty much Enway made Commodore more about his middle slot than he is with his primary for a lot of reasons, and I don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. But they've been releasing a lot of balanced characters, which is fine. We want the game to be balanced. The game's almost about to be balanced once at least they nerf Blaze, and then every character might actually have a chance on being good. It's so why I'm saying this one's also like a pretty hard. You can wait for it to come out of premium. I mean, it's nothing special. It's not going to change up your game plans or anything. Since you already invest in some of the past meta characters, you can just have this character at level 1 just to have him and practice with them and be able to use him in challenge state, etc. But yeah, honestly, like, the investment isn't worth it for this character in a lot of ways, and just some of those moves just become a little bit predictable. That's why sometimes Commodore needs that little extra juice, that little extra boost on getting it on the opponent. But but I do like the quickness. But like I said, that move not having a cancel can always be a bad thing, because again, easy blocks, especially with a person like Ziggy who has a 2-cost shield, he can really abuse that punch, because the punch you can actually block very easily. And again, insta blocking this character is very stupid for some reason, but anyways, like, insta block is cool and all that, and we can't do anything to stop that. Bam. Apparently, sometimes they don't see it coming, which is awkward, but the more you see it, the more predictable it becomes. So there's just like a lot of things that Commodore really isn't bringing to a tier list. I mean, he didn't break it. He didn't really dent it either. So again, the top 8 meta still stands in my video. That list isn't going to change after this release. And the list wasn't going to change even with Skull's release either. Or Zeo Green. Just the reason why Venjix made the list, because Venjix actually has good quality stuff that will last versus pretty much when Blaze gets the nerf. So he's actually going to be another good character to really invest in at the end of the day, which is why I put him on that top 8, because he will be top 8, and Blaze will probably get knocked off with everything else. So that's why we made the list like that, because I had a feeling we haven't really got someone that was really game changing, but definitely what Venjix did bring was game changing utility when it comes to very close range combat, but a lot of his close range attacks gave him more of an edge because of his super. Commodore isn't really bringing that. There's too much little downfalls to his movesets that kind of kill him at the end of the day. It's not like a very strong stuff, not a strong character to keep his things up. But obviously, Enway, seeing people wail on him and seeing the damage he does do, yes, it's mostly meant for fun, but people who've actually wailed people to 60k HP, so on and so forth, can just take this guy down easy with proper technique. But that's like another thing why I'm using like a shield assist sometimes with him, because it lets me open up more on using his stupid shield attack, so he has an opening for his strike, since his other strike is also slow, his 5. So again, the whole reason why a shield assist can't be used with this character, you're using his shield attack to actually start combos, so on and so forth, and kind of just keep that momentum going, so he actually continues his combo streak. that's pretty much what Commodore is about at to extent. But again, you'll have those matchups like this one, breakers and shields. So if your opponent just keeps heavy breakering you until you can get out of it, that's just a whole another story. But at least they made Commodore's middle slot like actually connect, so that was good. And like I said, Psycho Pink will probably going to be the next best thing right after Scorpina Assist ever gets nerfed, which probably won't because it's Enway, and they don't have a problem with quick play assist against turtling. You can't really nerf the ones that actually do some work. I'm surprised that shield didn't last long, but I guess Commodore's speed on that stopped that shield frame, which is A-okay in my book, really, and I'm all about that life. So he obviously tried to block that. We weren't going to let him. Bam, he dashed forward thinking he can block that blade. Again, the more you play against him, the more the reads will come. I mean, so in reality, I mean, you don't need to waste your money. Definitely save. Because this isn't one of those mind-bending characters that, I'm gonna really climb very high and etc. This is more like, this is more for fun. I mean, win ratio would always be like maybe like a 45, and that's pretty generous. But I mean, there's definitely going to be a better character after this because this is an epic, and Skull was an epic, so that means like a legendary is next. So obviously the legendary is probably going to have a better moveset at the end of the day. Again, this is a reason why I use a shield assist like that. As you can tell, I'm trying to get my shield, but I want to keep my strike to block breakers. So usually, to strategize when playing even Kamdor is to use your strike when you can. You don't use your strike when you can. You save your strike for anyone who's playing heavy breakers, so you can always tap them out of it. And you use your shield assist just to stop everything else. You just want to try to hold on to a lot of your moves. That way you can always capitalize on your opponent. It's very important. I mean, seriously. So that's pretty much what I think of Commodore. Like, if anything, if I was going to tell you to wail on a character, it would have been like Venjix, because Venjix is actually good. And he would actually prosper a little bit more in meta society when Blaze gets the hit. So that's why, like, out of all the characters so far this year, Venjix is more of the, you know what, if I invest in him and they nerf Blaze, I can pretty much play Venjix because his moveset's actually not as shitty and actually has proper combo connections. So you want that to happen when you can. But yeah. So that's why you do the things you do, really. I mean, Sky's always good, too. I mean, if you invest in Sky, he's not really a shitty investment since a lot of his moves are all long range, so you have a lot of momentum with that. Dude had a lot of shields and breakers, apparently. We're technically in the same seat, but Sky is long range versus my close range, so obviously you got to change up your fight style when fighting Sky. That way you can always capitalize on the character and your opponent. So obviously, don't waste your crystals on this character. Save for a character that actually will give you a little bit more gem grinding and not so much as a hassle. You just want to win on that. But this character is mostly for fun. I mean, this won't help you on the rank. But rank is already toxic as it is when it comes to playing on rank. So, you either, if you want to play the character for fun, but I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's your money. Do what you want with it. But, it's not like you can never trade the character in when the game shuts down. Anyways. But, yeah, there's just, like, certain things you always want to try to do when playing with such fun characters. Keep in mind, like, if you're really going to invest in them, you can invest in them. I mean, you just got to make sure you get their talent tree up and do everything Enway wants you to do so they make money. And your character actually fights at a certain power level of damage, so that's what you're kind of looking out for. But that's why I started doing level 1s, because you get a little bit more practice with a level 1 than most, because honestly, knowing how much damage you can do on a whale can help benefit you in a real challenge match in the events that they do, their towers or runs or whatever the fuck those things are. I always look at a level 1 like it's training, but if I know it's going to be meta, I would say always invest. But yeah, I'm not going to make you not invest in something that's like garbage that won't really help you in the long run. Versus actual expert players that are in Epic and how they play. So, obviously, Commodore and Epic is not good. Because there's already other fighters that are 10 times better than this guy's moveset. This guy's moveset is best at like maybe roughly bronze, maybe emerald to bronze, but everything else after that when it comes to meta, Movie Zack and his shields, because Movie Zack is a bitch and his cancels are godly. So again, like little things like that. It's not, like I said, this character's not really mind bending the tower. It's not affecting the tier list. He's just he's base fun. That's it. He's just a fun character. If you want to spend money on fun, you can, unless you want to spend money on meta, which will win you more games. Then you do that, which most people do, because that's how usual card games work, etc. I mean, that's always how it is. I mean, that's how card games are. You always invest in the best thing that's going to make you win tournaments. That way you win your money and you get your money's worth, etc. Yeah, that breaker was like really left field for me. So we got all that in. I got all this breaker stuff, and I'm like, damn it. And then I get the slice in, and I'm happy. But anyways, guys, that's some Kamdor talk. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, Skull was he wasn't the best. But he was fun to play. But Skull was actually fun to play. His breakers were really solid to an extent. But they could have definitely touched him up. And the best thing they could do to touch up Kamdor is maybe make his shield strike, his shield and his primary an actual dash cancel to psych the opponent out. Since the move is technically fucking slow to begin with. They do that, then I think the character could definitely be really good. Let him have a dash cancel after the first hit. Not limited to only the second hit, which is kind of stupid because that means people can just block the second hit because the second hit is when they can only do it. And people would just look out for the second hit coming because the second hit is guaranteed, so people block that and get maximized damage on Kamdor. So, yeah. Like little things to fix. His breaker is fine and his strike is fine. I just think they just have to tweak the primaries and I think he'd be pretty okay. He could actually be like almost close to like a B tier with that, but that's about it. Nothing really mind-changing, mind-gambling, or anything like that. He's just a fun character. That's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Be good, stay safe, and you know the drill. You can always hit the join button. I made it cheaper for you guys, too, if you wanted to join. And I let you do a free Rate My Team when you join as a nice gesture. So peace out.